Now Randy Wooden joins us, and you know, if people are going to go to one of these things, what are some things they need to keep in mind? I guess carry a lot of copies of your resume, right?
You bet.
And dress to impress?
Well, yes, exactly. First impressions mean so much. And when I go to job fairs, I observe the people in the companies, and one of the things that companies tell me later is that the first impression is so important. So that means dressing appropriately. It means when you shake hands, look somebody in the eye, smile, look enthusiastic, sound enthusiastic.
I want to work for you.
You bet.
Right. Communicate that in a lot of different ways.
Well, and one other point, too, that bears mentioning. A lot of times companies will say, so what would you like to do? And if your best response is, well, I need a job, doesn't get it. No. So what you might want to consider is a summary, maybe a 30-second summary of who you are. Educationally, a little bit about your experience, and that you have a lot of skills to offer and wanted to at least make an introduction and hopefully arrange for an interview later, because the job will not come to you then and there. What you're trying to do is plant a seed for later.
There you go. Stephanie's on the line. She's got some questions for us this morning. She's in Greensboro. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your question?
Yes, sir. I have worked in manufacturing for over 30 years, and I was wondering if office system technologies would be the way to go now.
That's certainly one area that you could explore. Here again, a lot of goals that people have will differ depending on what your desires are. You know, you might want to talk with other people who are involved in that to get a good read on some of the criteria that they had to have before they got those jobs. That might be your first step. And then here again, a lot of that goes back to networking and being aware of where those jobs are online and doing the best you can to try to get in the right place at the right time.
But she's in a tough place because she's been working one place for a long time, and making that transition is a tough thing.
You bet. It can be. And half the battle is knowing where you want to go and being able to convey that to an employer who says, why do you want to work for us? And beyond that, why do you want to pursue this type of job? And if you've done your homework, at least you'll have a fair shot at that.
Okay, Dan in Winston-Salem has a question. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Dan, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question?
Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
I'm recently relocating to the Triad area as a business executive.
Yes.
And what are the best resources to look for, being that my positions aren't typically advertised in the newspaper, to try and find these job opportunities?
What line of work are you involved with?
I'm a marketing executive.
Marketing executive. There are associations that marketing folks on a national level, and you would probably know what those are. I would look to see if there's a local chapter of that association. I might also want to check with the Chamber of Commerce. They tend to be pretty proactive with people who are relocating to this area. There could be, here again, other professional organizations. I'm involved with a human resource organization. There are a variety of those. You could also look to contract with somebody like me who helps to avail people of contacts that I have as well. So there are a lot of ways you can go about that, but a lot of it, as you would know, goes to the networking aspect. So I attend as many functions as I possibly could, both professional and social.
It's probably important to remember that networking isn't necessarily the people you already know.
You bet.
You can meet new people and network.
You bet. And that also goes back to the job fairs. A lot of the folks I work with are white-collar, mid to senior level people, and you know, they get very frustrated when they go to a job fair because 9 out of 10 jobs at a job fair are going to be hourly, lower level positions. That's just the reality. But what I try to tell people is it's not so much what that job opening may or may not be today, but you're making a contact with somebody in a company, and maybe you can leverage that contact for future positions. So don't put all your eggs in the basket of I need a job today, I'm going to expect one from this job fair. It may just not happen.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. Great advice and good questions there. Hopefully it will lead to something for you.
Can I throw in one last point? And that
Absolutely.
is, when you want to get FaceTime with people at these job fairs, everybody shows up right away. You get this huge crowd, and then it dissipates over the next hour or two. Why not consider showing up an hour or two later when there's less competition? You can spend more time with the hiring official.
Very good. Take the ideas from the expert.
It pays to be lazy, right?
It pays to be lazy, Cindy. I learned something today.
Okay.